Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're in a different location, as you can tell. And I do not have my life maxing journal, but that's okay because we're going off the dome today, okay? I had the idea to talk about hating yourself because I am like top number one people that have struggled with that all of my life. So let's get into it. For as long as I can remember, I disliked myself to the very core, meaning I did not like the way I looked. I hate the way I speak. Even to this day, I don't like it. I don't appreciate the way I think. I don't like the way I get so emotional and other people are able to just like brush things off, and how I feel so like intensely. It's just like I can go on and on and on about things that I don't like about myself, and that will be my main focus. So as growing up, I started to think about why why is this a thing for me? Like, why do I hate myself? Why do I hate everything about myself? And it took a lot of looking in the mirror, analyzing what I don't like, and kind of sourcing where it came from. So I think for me, like a big part of it was like I always had a parent who you were never going to measure up to her standards. And even in my adulthood, I don't think I will ever fully learn the lesson of like you're never going to make parent happy. It's time to accept it. But I did realize that at some point. So I think that was a really big part. And I'm unsure of how common it is for people to hate themselves. Like, I hear it a lot that people do hate themselves, and it's like it is a thing. I'm just unaware of like how common it actually is. So I do feel a little bit weird talking about this because I'm like, okay, what if this is very niche? But you know what? It's fine. So if you ever get the feeling of like I just can't do anything right, it's time to look in the mirror and figure out why. Okay, let's get to the source. Let's get to the bottom of this. Okay, so focus. Here's how we're gonna get to the bottom of like, why do I feel this way about myself? Why do I constantly think about this thing that I did a long time ago that is super embarrassing? Why don't I like the way I look right now? Even though people say I look good, who am I comparing myself to? Why am I jealous of my friends? Why do I want to be perfect for Instagram? You might not even realize that you want to be perfect for Instagram. Why? Okay? And this is my special friend, okay? This is not my life maxing journal. You're gonna pull out a journal, okay? And I don't think that that's the easiest thing to do because it means that you're about to face yourself, and that's a challenge, okay? I have this separate journal. Don't you love? Isn't it so precious? Where I just write my shit down. Okay, in here you can find me cussing at myself. You can see me talk about how angry I am with like not being able to be disciplined, with like, oh, I fucking binged today on food, on show. I didn't do shit. It's been months since I've been productive. I am so angry with myself. You would think that like I actually hate myself here, but when you see it laid out on paper and when you write down your emotions, it's like you're seeing it from a third person perspective, I guess. And you get to like analyze and associate like people with your emotions, or how do you say, people, places, things that happened, and even unconsciously you start to dig around and like correlate the events that happen in your life to how you feel. So I feel like it is a lot easier to write shit down, okay? And I know that it is kind of difficult sometimes because I feel like it's like really hard. Oh, I'm spitting everywhere. It's hard to be real with yourself, okay? But this is step one. You're gonna pull this thing out and you're just gonna spill it out, okay? And you can be mean to yourself and you can talk to yourself as if you were another person, and you can be like, girl, I wanna beat your butt right now. I wanna beat your ass because of how stupid you are. Say it. All right, so the more you're writing down in your journal, like I said, you start to correlate people, places, things of why I feel this way, what triggers me, and you start to see patterns, whether you look for them or not. But reading these things over and seeing them laid out is so crucial to helping you get to that next step, which is acceptance, okay? So initially, when I first felt this way and I was like, I don't like who I am, on the inside and on the outside, I don't like how I feel, blah, 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 blah. Journaling helped me read it over and over and over and recognize myself and recognize my habits and recognize the way I think. And it came to a point of acceptance, not change. We're not trying to change who you are. That's what I thought was the solution, was to absolutely turn into a different person. That's not the goal here. The goal is to fucking accept who you are and be okay with the things you've done. Because me in my life, I have done awful things. I have done horrible things, and I've sit in so much guilt and shame for so long that there just came a point where I was like, okay, well, this is who I am. This is what I've done. And if you don't love me for it, I don't give a fuck. I don't. And I didn't love myself for a very long time. But I did learn to accept myself, and from then on, I can finally love myself. And I really want to make sure that you know the importance of acceptance, accepting all that you are right now, and it makes it a lot easier to decide that all that you want. It makes it so much easier to decide if you're okay with living the life that you're living, if you're okay with how you look or how you act. And like I said earlier, I thought the solution was like changing, but that was not going to get me to loving myself. That was not going to give me the validation that I needed. It started with accepting myself as I am right now and accepting the past and moving forward from it. Regardless of like how bad it was, because really there's nothing you can do. So you just gotta keep moving forward. And you know, we all know that, right? But it's like such a tough pill to swallow, realistically, for everyone. I feel like a tip that I have is that one thing that I had a struggle with was kind of putting myself in rooms where I know I didn't belong. So I feel like antisocial, introverted. I don't want to talk. I love my alone time. I really, really do. I love my alone time. And for the longest, people were always pushing down extrovertness down my throat. The way to succeed is by networking and meeting people and chit-chatting and making connections. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I really don't. And I did try. I tried to force myself to connect with the people who were in environments that I wanted to be in. And I hated myself for not wanting to do that. I hated myself for not being able to do it like right, or not getting the connections that I wanted. And then with journaling, I actually have like a page where I was just like, why can't I talk to people Why is that not my thing? Why would I much rather stay in an environment where I'm like in my own bubble? And reading that in that page over and over again, I was just like, damn, like, I guess that's just not who I am, you know? And then from that day on, I stopped forcing myself. And that's just who I am. I do think that I can succeed. Maybe I sound a little mean, but it's just like, it's so unfortunate that that's how I am. But I just learned to accept it. And that's what even though I don't like it, that's what I have to do. So, and I have no desire to change, because I think I'd be a lot unhappier pretending to be someone else that I'm not, right? So, that's just an example of how I helped myself. And along with all of that, I do think that journaling helped me a lot. And it's really simple. I think alone with time, as you get to know yourself better, as if you were like a person outside of your own body, and learning from your own words, reading your emotions from all different types of like phases that you're in. So you can be writing angrily, you can be writing sad, but then later on you can read it while you're happy, you can read it while you're calm and level-headed, and it helps you get like a full understanding of yourself and a full understanding of what you don't want in your life, and learn to like say no to things that you do want to change versus the things that you don't, the qualities that you want to keep for yourself, right? Because that introvertedness, like, I did learn to love that, because I feel like there's a lot of people on this planet Earth who cannot spend time alone. Look at me. Like, I came out here and I said, I'm going to make a video and I'm going to do it alone with my own idea. And that is a power that I hold. That is a quality that I learned to love instead of forcing myself to change. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah. So pull your journal out, girl. Pull your journal out. Okay? Help yourself. You don't have to feel this way forever. And don't let other people put you in this position. Okay? We're grown. You can do it. And I love you. Thank you.